tunaona bado nguvu iko mingi. Mungu ni mwema na tunamshukuru, na kwa sababu tayari tumekuwa na nyinyi, mumeona yale ambaye sehemu mbalimbali ambazo tumetembea. Ningependa nimpatie ndugu yangu sasa nafasi aseme machache kidogo, alafu tuweze kujibu maswali yenu. Ndugu yangu.
Wacha kwanza nichukue fursa hii kutoa shukrani sana kwa ndugu yangu Rais Uhuru Kenyatta, ambaye amekuja akanitoa kwa kitanda akaniambia nitoke. Vile nyinyi mnajua, kwa wiki 3 sasa nimekuwa mimi naugua ugonjwa wa corona, na nimekaa nyumbani kwa wiki 2. Wiki moja nilikuwa hapo Nairobi Hospital, lakini sasa mara 2 mfululizo madaktari wamekuja wakanipima na zote zikatoka ati COVID negative. Kwa hivyo wamenitoa na mimi nikasema nitatoka ili niweze nje niweze kuonana na wananchi, wanione ana kwa ana ya kwamba mimi niko sawa sasa. Tena wanipata fursa ya kuona miradi zingine za maendeleo hapa Nairobi na vile vile nje ya Nairobi, nchi ya Kajiado. Miaka karibu 10 iliyopita niliongea juu ya mambo ya miundo msingi. Nikaulizwa ati njia gani ambayo tunaweza kuleta maendeleo kwa njia ya kasi katika taifa letu. Nikasema number 1, infrastructure. Number 2, infrastructure. Number 3, infrastructure. Na yale imekuja sasa kuingia, na nimeona vile serikali inafanya. Hata ukichukua zile big four agenda, iko infrastructure ndani yake, na hiyo ni muhimu zaidi. Nchi nyingi ambazo zimeendelea kwa njia ya kasi ni nchi ambazo zimechukua mambo ya miundo msingi kwa muhimu zaidi. Kwa hivyo natoa shukrani kwa serikali. Najua wakati huu ni wakati mgumu kwa taifa letu, wakati sisi tumekumbwa na janga hii ya corona, na tena imerudi kwa njia ambayo iko mbaya zaidi. Tunazidi kupoteza wenzetu kila siku, viongozi, watoto wa shule na kadhalika. Lakini mpaka sisi tuzidi kujihadhari na kufuata yale kanuni ambayo inatoka kwa wataalamu ambao tumeweka pale. Najua ni ngumu zaidi. Tena kuna eneo zingine za uchumi ambayo watu wanaumia kabisa. Na mimi najua kwamba serikali itajaribu kusaidia wale wengine ili waweze kumudu shida kwa wakati huu kama sasa. Sasa tunaelekea kwenye sherehe ya Pasaka. Ina sababu kunataka nichukue fursa kutaka kila Mkenya, ingawaje tuko na shida, lakini tuwe na Pasaka njema kila mahali ambayo sisi tutakuwa. Vile Rais amesema, mbele tuko na kazi ya kufanya ya kuunganisha Wakenya ili Wakenya waje kama kitu kimoja. Tunataka kurudisha Kenya kwenye gurudumu pale ambayo ilianza wakati tulipopata uhuru, ili Wakenya wawe kama Wakenya ambaye hakuna ubaguzi ya ukabila, ubaguzi ya kijinsia, ubaguzi ya kirangi na kila kitu. Mimi nina hakika tukiungana pamoja tutafaulu. Kwa hivyo Pasaka njema kwa kila mtu, na tuombe Mwenyezi Mungu azidi kulinda taifa letu.
Well done. Asante. Kwa hivyo ni wapatie nafasi kuuliza maswali zenu.
All right. My name is Sam Gituko from Citizen TV, and it's good to see you, former Prime Minister, in your element. I just want you to clarify or tell us about what the kind of treatment regime you're going through, and as you went through these 3 weeks, were you scared at any point in time? And to you, Mr. President, of course, after the measures that you announced last week on Friday, there's been a lot of cry, especially from institutions and firms that have been affected by the partial lockdown and the other containment measures. So for you, as you listen to this cry, which sometimes and mostly is genuine, what is that will make you decide to go back to the economy operating in full capacity, as it were?
Well, you hardly can tell how you contract this disease, because you really try to do your best. Like, I've been keeping social distancing, I've been wearing masks, and I've also not been avoiding crowding. But it just comes, and you find yourself feverish and getting a little bit weak. And then when they do the test, then they find that you are positive. But I do believe that the best way to go is to follow the instructions that we are getting from our experts. There's really no other way out of it. And but also, now that the vaccination is available, I really want to encourage our people to take advantage, particularly those who are advanced in age, to do vaccination. I am going to personally arrange to do a public vaccination so that people can see that I have confidence in the process.
Thank you. I think the issue you raised is a self-answering question. I want to make it categorically clear that the measures that we have imposed are not my measures. These are measures that have been brought to us by those who have the knowledge, the professionals, the doctors, the medical practitioners, the scientists. They went through and we had long sessions with them. And this was their recommendation, that if we are to stem this virus from continuing to grow, kill people, the only thing we can do is to lock down. In fact, if we had gone by their extreme measures, they had wanted us to lock down the whole country. We had to come down to tell them we also have an economy, we also have livelihoods, which we must consider. And that is why they picked those counties that we locked down as the most heavily infected counties, and we went for what is called a partial lockdown, not even a total lockdown, a partial lockdown. As the Honorable Prime Minister has said, it is true. As a result of that partial lockdown, some segments of our economy are indeed hurting. The hospitality sector, bars. We also know that churches are not having the opportunity to gather, but at the end of the day, we have not said that people cannot pray. And we welcome people to pray in their homes. But the most important thing is that we must stay safe. And by staying safe means we do everything that is possible to follow the protocols and the guidelines that have been given to us by the health experts. The washing of hands, the social distancing, the wearing of masks, and indeed encourage those, especially of that age bracket that is most vulnerable, is the elderly, who are most susceptible to death, to be vaccinated. And as to when these measures will be removed and we can go back to normal, which is our prayer every single day, depends on how we are able to flatten this curve. When will we be able to get to an infection rate that has gone to a high of almost 27% in those counties that I've mentioned, back down to below 5%, which is the recommended level in order for us to be able to open up the economy again. So all I can say is, fellow Kenyans, I know it is difficult, but we cannot pretend that this disease is not with us. We cannot ignore the advice that we are getting from the World Health Organization, from CDC Africa, from our own experts, that the only way to save lives is to take the measures that we have taken. Please, let us work together. Let us cooperate and collaborate with our health experts. And the sooner every single Kenyan begins to do that which is necessary, the sooner we shall be able to get back to normal. Next.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is George Maringa from KTN News. And as you speak about, ensuring that the percentage reduces to below 5%, we've seen the donation to the 5 countries. And the question that, of course, Kenyans are asking is, when shall, last year you introduced, or rather you announced the mitigation measures to cushion Kenyans. This time when you announced the partial lockdown, we haven't seen much of that, considering that also the such donations would be made through manufacturing. When are we likely to see you and your government intervene, especially to ensure that Kenyans are cushioned even on matters tax? Thank you.
Well, you must first and foremost recognize that this lockdown is very different from the first one. The last lockdown that we had, had to lock down the whole country. And that is why we had to take some of those measures, because we basically locked down the whole country and the whole economy. This time, luckily, some counties have done extremely well. And the rate of positivity was not the same across the whole country. So we were able to narrow it down and lock these, I think there were five counties. The rest are still functioning as per normal. And it is our hope that within that 30-day period, and hopefully even sooner, when we are able to bring that curve down to below 5%, that we shall be able to resume. And that is why we have not locked down, like I said, we have not locked down the economy. We have locked down specific areas that have been mentioned by our health experts as being the areas of super spreaders. And that is public events. That is where people, more than 50 people gather. That is why bars have been closed. That is why churches have been closed. But the rest of the economy is still going on. We have not closed our markets. They are still operating, all within normal operation times. We have not closed down factories. In fact, factories are still operating on double shift. Yes, so we have a problem in the hospitality sector. We possibly also will have a problem in the entertainment sector. And
my first question is to